Hey guys, and welcome to this first YouTube video, street photography behind the scenes. Let me give you a bit of introduction of where I am. This is London, Moorgate to be specific, and it's kind of a businessy, financial district of London. It has a lot of high-rises you can see there in the centre, and this area is particularly cool because, as you can see coming up on the right here, there's loads of platforms, so you can get a bit higher than normal, and you can get some overhead shots looking down, which is really cool. So yeah, this is the area I'm going to be shooting in today for this video. But before I go any further, just on the left hand side here, this roller skater. Now, it's really hard to see from this, but that roller skater was in a full, it looked like a Russian uniform. It was really surreal and weird, and I was so annoyed with myself because I tried to shoot from the hip with that shot, but the thing is, I had my bloody lens cap on, so I didn't get the shot. So don't make that mistake. First of all, always make sure you got your lens cap off and you're ready to shoot, your camera is on. But yeah, stupid mistake by me. It was just so weird. What a weird start. I just wasn't ready for it at all, but then who would be? So this bit's quite cool, this underpass. I don't know why I didn't look for a shot with these lines here, these streaks of light here, but yeah, I think that's just something I missed, and I don't know, because what I saw is just this. You can see kind of in the center of the screen now, these red and blue, I think they're like air conditioning ducts. And my eye was just fixed on those because the light hitting these, I thought they looked extraordinary. So this is where my eye took me, and I just thought this looked really cool. So this is basically where we start. This is where we start photography. So firstly, I have to apologize. As you can see, every time I take a photo with this camera, I kind of block you guys. So apologies for that. I may have to rethink my method here, but I really like this setting. I really like the bold colors, the yellow, the blue, and the red here. I thought it was really cool. So now, with a lot of my photography, it's kind of just waiting for the people, and thankfully this family came along, so I kind of readied the shot. It really should have been a portrait shot, but I couldn't fit it in. I have a 35mm lens on, and I couldn't fit them in with a portrait shot, so I tried the landscape shot, and let's have a quick look at that image. See, I've cropped it a little bit. It's quite cool. It's got some nice shadows, and the light hitting those air ducts are really cool. Really, I want someone to walk past, where the actual air duct is, and where that big light is, where you can see there the brightest part of the image. So, but all in all, it's quite an interesting shot. It's not a award winner or anything like that, but it's quite a cool image, I thought. And you can just see as the light hit the gentleman here, that's when I wanted to take the shot. That's kind of what I do. I wait for the actual person to hit the light, and that's when I shoot, and see what we can get. I sped this up because this area is normally absolutely buzzing with people on a weekday. This is I think a Saturday or a Sunday morning, and there was no one around. Thankfully this chap came along, so I quickly got my camera up and waited for him to go past the bit I wanted. And let's have a look at this shot. Yeah, it's okay. The guy's in too much shadow really is for this shot, but it's not too bad. Obviously there could be improvements here, but and again it's shot in portrait. I don't know why it's shot in landscape. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I don't know, but it's an okay shot. It's nothing special, but sometimes you just have to wait around and work the scene that you have and hope that something comes out. So yeah, like I said, a lot of waiting around. So what I do next, you can see these. I turn around and look at the staircase, and what I like to do is get up high with street photography. It's really cool to get a composition where you're a bit higher and looking down, one, people don't generally tend to look up that much, just, you know, they're kind of fixed on what they're doing. So you can be subtle with your photography, you can be discreet. So I kind of made my way up here, and it's quite an interesting perspective. Now, I wish I had a longer lens, because I could really get in close to these yellow bollards and the light and the red and blue, but I only had the 35mm, like I said, so this is likely to be another landscape shot. Yeah, you can see there. So let's take a look at that image I just did. So yeah, see, you got these traffic lights in the bottom right hand corner, a bit too distracting. I love the light on the left hand side actually. But again, it's kind of okay. It's not too bad, but it could be so vastly improved. You're probably thinking I'm not a very good photographer right now, but sometimes it's just the way it goes with street photography. You just have to work what you got. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm exposing for these highlights here. You know, it brings all the shadows down, and it can make a very cool contrast image. That's the sort of photography I love to do. Whilst I'm on my photography, let me just talk about the settings I'm using. It's I generally put it in shutter speed for street photography, and I think I'm around 2/50th of a second, you know, something like that, just to make sure when I take the shot, you know, everything's sharp and the people are sharp and focus. The only time I like to slow down the shutter speed and kind of get a bit of motion blur is kind of if it rains and at night and you got like maybe neon lights hitting the ground. That's when you can get some really interesting, cool images with a slower shutter speed for street photography. Aperture, I've left it in auto, and as well as the ISO. So looking at this, we got a couple coming here, so just a chance to get a couple more images, and let's see how these ones turn out as well. So here we go. So yeah, you can see I went for the portrait for this one. Again, the traffic lights in the bottom right corner is a bit of a distraction. I need to be a lot closer, really. A bit too far away, and it doesn't make for an incredible image, but it's okay. It's one of those, you know, you'll just save and may never see again, but it's okay. So from this, I think we move on now. Let's see where we end up next. I think I head straight to, this is actually just lower back down again, but I just want to bring attention to this woman here, and she hits the light, boom. So that's sometimes the photography I do as well. So that was just walking around, and I just happened to see her, and the light was there, and it just kind of worked. I like this shot actually. I kind of like the you can see the reflection in the glass there. I quite like the shadows, and you know, this wall was completely bright, really bright, so I exposed for that, which brought all the shadows down. Yeah, sometimes street photography is not about waiting, it's more about getting the shot in the moment, and this is just an example of that, so I just wanted to show you guys that as well. I quite like it just because of its contrast. I think it's just quite cool. And the same sort of thing happens again here, but I won't show you this image because it's not even worth showing. I'm way too far away, but you can see here this woman with the shadow on this background. Look quite cool, but yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. Okay, so we are now in Barbican, very close to Moorgate. Basically, it is in Moorgate, but just in a little bit of a different area. You can see how bright this day was. It was a nice, clear, blue sky day. You know, as we're approaching winter, so you get this beautiful winter light, really harsh light, which I love to shoot in. You get such great shadows, and Barbican's a really cool area. If you're in London and you're into street photography, head to Barbican because you get these really cool angles and shapes, and it's a very Art Deco-y kind of area. So the first shot I have here, which I don't show you very well at all, is these bollards. You remember how I say I like to shoot from above? This is a great example of that. Yeah, I thought they were really cool. So the first thing I do is just take a few test shots. I highly recommend doing that when you have the opportunity, because you can really get the image exactly how you want if you take your time and wait and take some test shots. So as you can see, some people went past, so let's have a look at this first shot that I did. It's okay. You know, the shadow I don't really like of the people is, I wish, it kind of does look like two people facing each other, but then you look at the legs and it's really not. But it's okay. I love the shadows of the bollards and the brickwork. I think that's quite cool, but it could be better. So basically what I do what I love to do for some reason with street photography, and just wait around, and just it makes it the whole process a lot more relaxing. So yeah, I just kind of wait around and hopefully something else comes up. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are in Barbican and street photographers, and if you're around that area, definitely check it out. It's really cool. What I do here, what I often do is kind of like I did with the last place. I kind of walk around and look for the right angles and see. Here, I think I was trying to get the shadows to line up with me, so the shadows are pointing directly at me, which should make a nice leading line to the subject, whatever that subject may be. But yeah, like I said, street photography, a lot of it is just about waiting for the right person to come along, and I tell you what, let's just skip ahead. Okay, skipping ahead, and we have this father and son, I'm guessing here, and this was quite cool. So basically I got two images here. I'm gonna let you guys decide best. Maybe comment below if you let me know which one do you like the best. So here's the first one with the bollards. I much prefer the shadows of the people. I think they look a lot better. And I love how one shadow is much smaller than the other. They could be better positioned, but I quite like it. And I love that the dark, these brickworks are so bright. So the shutter speed is just so fast. And so you get in the dark images, in the dark places where these shadows are, you get some really dark shadows, which I love to do. So that's the first image. So here's the second image. Let me know if you think this is better. Now, I personally think it is. I think it's much more about the people rather than the bollards. So you got this father and son, and it's just kind of a mysterious scene. It's not obvious where they are, or what sort of environment this is, and I don't know. I find it quite touching. It's father and son holding hands, and it's yeah, I think it's just quite nice. But let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you. And if you see anything whilst I'm walking around in these videos and you think I missed something, just comment as well, because I love to improve myself, and I'm hoping these videos allow you guys to see what sort of street photography you can get. And basically, yeah, sorry, I just cut to the scene here because I was waiting again, and we got someone else coming up. But yeah, I just wanted to get that point. It's just like, it's basically these videos are for you as well as for me. I want to improve, and I'm hoping people out there starting photography watch these videos and want to improve as well. Okay, so that was my point. So let's go straight to this image. Yeah, I like this one. The fact that he's got a hat on makes it a bit more interesting. And I like how the bollards go vertically, I can't get my word out, diagonally, that's the one, across the screen. Yeah, it's okay. So sometimes you can have a day of photography and not get any images. I quite like these. They're not perfect, but it was a beautiful day out, and sometimes that's all you want. It's not always about the images. Sometimes it's just about the experience. So yeah, I think it's quite cool. What I really would love, which obviously would have been highly unlikely on this day, is maybe someone walking past with an umbrella. An umbrella actually up with, maybe they wanted to block the sunlight, I don't know, or just like something distinctive. That's what I'd love to see, something distinctive, a bit different, rather than just the other everyday person. It just brings out a bit more character in the image, but it's okay. I think it's my last one of these Bollers ones, so we'll quickly move on now to my next shot, which I can't remember which it is right now, so let's speed it up. So you can see how Barbican is just, it's a pretty big area. I think this is me just looking around for shots, and yes, okay, so the other thing I love to shoot with street photography, and maybe this isn't street photography, but I don't know, who cares. I love trees in suburban environments like this, or trees against like quite a industrial background. So I saw these line of trees, I knew there's something here, and I decided to focus on this one right ahead of you here, right in the just on the left here, just because the light was in the top half but not the bottom half, so it gave it a bit of a contrast. And I really like this image. I think it's my favorite image of the day. It's not a street image really, or maybe it is, I don't know. Why categorize it, I don't know, but here's the image anyway. It's yeah, it's quite cool. I love how the light's hitting it. I love how the background is dark and kind of industrial. It's a simple one. It's just, I think it's more for me, because like, you either like it or you don't, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine, because you know, photography is subjective anyway. So but I quite liked it. And guys, that's about it actually. I just want to thank you so much if you have watched this to the end. It's probably been a bit all over the place with my commentaries, but it's my first video, so if you did like it, please please like it and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment with whatever feedback or anything, I don't mind. So guys, thank you so much again for watching, and stay tuned now, because I'm going to show you a few more of my images, not on this day, just a few images of mine. So enjoy. Thank you.